So at this point, I'm pretty positive that we were all raised by people who had not fully grown up themselves and functionally were being parented by children. Lolo, who is a TikTok creator, had a really damning post the other day that started out, "See if this sounds like you." And if you saw that video, maybe you're like me, where you're like, wow, I am also an adult child. And I'm relating to this because I'm realizing that I'm showing up in the world as a baby recently. Like, I'm more incapable, or I'm like acting more incapable than I actually am. And inside, I'm feeling like I just can't do it, even though I can. I didn't have good models for what adulthood looks like if you're not operating in stress. The examples I had were people who were incredibly distracted and incredibly disconnected from themselves and just working as hard as they could to ignore their trauma. And now that I've sort of worked through some trauma and I'm having a really good summer, like I stood back the other day and I said, wow, I think like this month feels similar to some of the best days that I've had in my life. Like the summers, playing video games and just eating ice cream. Like it feels that calm. And I've been like, yes, I want to opt into a life that feels this way, but I don't know how to live this kind of life like an adult. I know how to live this kind of life like a teenager, where everyone just takes care of you. My adult self is always so worried about money and never feels like she's going to be okay, and she doesn't have time to connect with herself because she's always at work. And this teenage video game self doesn't ever have to think about money. Everyone else is taking care of her. And I'm like, how do I live that calm life without super worrying about me being okay? Like, how am I going to pay attention to whether or not I am okay in the moment? And maybe I answered my own question. The answer is that I will just pay attention now and then to how I'm doing, instead of worrying about it 24/7 and feeling super powerless about it. I have a friend who's much better with money and finances than me, and she said, what if you just take care of your finances for the month, and then you check in with them next month? You don't have to dissociate from your financial life, but you just say, things are taken care of this month, and it's okay to reevaluate next month. I don't have to predict my whole future. So I don't know, maybe I'm heading into rambling land, but I think that we're all doing amazing, having been raised by essentially children and not having good models. And if you had good models, let me know how you live your adult life without being in survival mode.